Welcome back to Book from Tape. I am Jordan Woods Robinson, empowering actors with the tools to book directly from their self-taped auditions. And a question that I often have as an actor and that I get as a coach is, when do you add improvisation to a scene in an audition, right? When and should you, okay? And I've thought a lot about this, and I don't know, I don't think there's a cookie cutter answer to this, but there are times when improvising the beginning of a scene or maybe a slightly different reaction in some parts of the scene or the ending to the scene, the final beat of the scene, can help serve the audition, right? They can help bring a little more light to your character and a little better understanding of your interpretation of the character. And I personally welcome that if and when it serves the scene. It serves what the writer has already put there for you. It doesn't contradict any of the clues or any of the things that they've laid out for you. And it helps enhance the story. All right. And I actually have two, as far as if it can help you or hurt you, I have two examples of both, actually, one example of each. The first is I did an audition for a recurring character on a major show, and I sprinkled in a little improvised line in the middle of the scene, which I thought enhanced the character and added more to the relationship between these two people in the scene. And I booked it. I show up on set, and in my very first rehearsal, I throw that little improvised scene in, and right on the spot, I'm acting opposite the number one on the show, and the number one stops, and she says, "Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not okay." And I said, "Okay, I apologize." I thought, and I kind of let it trail off. And then we went through the rest of the day, and we filmed the entire day, and everything was fine, and we had a good working relationship, and the scene played off. And then a couple months later, I watched the episode, and I find out that that scene had been rewritten to not include my character, and some of that dialogue had been given to someone else on the show. And now this happens all the time. There are a million reasons why this could happen. But in this particular instance, I strongly feel that did happen because of my choice to improvise part of the scene and that particular crew not necessarily wanting to accommodate that, which is totally fine. Everybody works it works a little bit differently, right? Each set to set, it's going to have slightly different rules around the script and around how that works out. The second example is I booked another show, a great show, recurring, and show up on set, and we do our first rehearsal, and immediately the number one turns to the director and says, "I don't like this." And I had that same feeling. I went back to my trailer and I called my agent and I said, I screwed it up. Something happened. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. I think I'm about to get sent home. And I get called back to set, and they'd made a small script rewrite, but then they asked me during the recording of it and during the talking through of it to just feel it out a little bit more, to add some lines, to feel more organic with it and not necessarily stick to exactly what's on the page, right? And lo and behold, I come to find out that is how this set works. They have their rehearsal, and they go through, and after that, then they have a group conversation with the writer, with the director, with all of the actors, in order to say, this isn't quite jiving for me. I want to be able to comment on this. I want to be able to talk about that. I want to be able to feel more natural here. And that is how they go about writing the scene. It's actually, I don't have to be a comedic actor to have the improv skills to be able to exist within the scene as my character. And that is what was crucial then. And I went through and I filmed my multi-episode arc with each time we showed up on set, knowing that the rehearsal was going to go one way as it is on the page, and then we would continue to work it out using our own words until we found the way that really sat well. So from those two examples, you can see how improv can and should be there for you. The ability to put this scene in your own words, the ability to understand this scene, not just from the words that are on the page, but also from the character's mindset. And if you have times to use those throughout your audition process to enhance the audition process and not distract, in order to further the story or further your character, or to offer a slight glimpse into what would happen if the camera didn't stop rolling right then, I think that is fine. And I don't think that anybody, as long as it follows those guidelines, would have any issue with that. Okay, so that's it. That's it for improv. Do it sparingly. It's not going to happen on everyone, but if it truly serves the scene, if it truly helps the audition and makes for a stronger audition, 100% use that. It is a tool, and it is there for you. Thank you so much. If you want to listen to this series on the go, you can check me out on iTunes. You can subscribe to the channel here, right here, and you can also check out another video here, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you.